Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Action Figure Showcase, we're going to take a look at my Booker T collection. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Today we are checking out the Booker T collection that I have, and one thing, even just taking these off the shelf, looking at them, we are lacking so much in Mattel Booker T's. I think, let me see, one, two, three, four, 4.5. We'll say 4.5, and you'll see why in a little bit. But we do not have that many Booker T figures. I think I'm missing one, maybe one. Yeah, I'm trying to look around here. I'm trying to think. I think I'm just missing one of his official releases that we've gotten from Mattel. I don't have any of the basics. I never did anything for me, so I only have elites. But you're gonna see most of today's showcase is customs, and one thing that we're severely lacking from Booker T is WCW figures, and I'm sure we're gonna get at least one in this Monday Night Wars line we've got coming up, but the fact that we've had to wait so long, and obviously we all know how things have been with the Nitro ring. A lot of people, that was like the first thing people said. They were upset with the characters, and one of the names that came from a lot of people was Booker T. Like, why did we not get a Booker T with that ring? The time of recording, the crowdfunder's still going. Doesn't look good. I did back it, but who knows how it's going to actually end up. I'm not exactly sure as far as when the crowdfund ends and when this will be up, but I don't know. I want the stage, fingers crossed, but hopes are not up. So, talking about WCW, we're going to start off with the Harlem Heat Elite set that we got. These guys were Elite 46, I believe. And honestly, if we were only ever going to get one WCW Booker T, I'm glad that we got Harlem Heat and that we got Stevie Ray as well. I think it was a big want, but not something people might have necessarily expected to get. I love that they gave them like their molded top, that singlet top. They got hats. They did have like an extra do-rag that you could put on them instead of the hats. And I think these are two fantastic figures. We do have, like I've seen, there's a lot of customs. They had a lot of colors. They had a black attire, gold, purple, probably more than that. That's just what I think of off the top of my head. Like, I've seen a lot of people do customs with these guys, and this was such a cool set. This was one I was really excited to get. I think that they're very well done. But the fact that we got this Booker T WCW scan and then got like one basic in kind of a red, like a more maroon colored attire is about all we got. And I think Steve has hinted as much that we're going to get Booker T in that Monday Night Wars line, but just the fact that we only have this one WCW Booker T is criminal. Nonetheless, two really cool figures. I'm glad we got them, but now let's check out some other Mattel releases we've gotten. Next up are a couple more official releases from Mattel. We've got NWO Booker T, and we have WrestleMania 19 Booker T. And while I do think these figures look cool, they're both figures that, for different reasons, I wasn't like dying for. So NWO Booker T wasn't around long. That whole incarnation of NWO, I'm pretty sure, only lasted like 2 or 3 weeks before things fizzled out for various reasons. Even Booker T, I'm pretty sure he like joined and then turned his back or like got kicked out of the NWO right away, which I never liked because he was never in the NWO and WCW, which is like an achievement all in and of itself. So then I thought it was weird that they like had him in the NWO for a very, very brief time, but either way, I mean, it is what it is. WrestleMania 19 Booker T. So, sorry, 1 second. There we go. WrestleMania 19 Booker T. The reason that I like the figure, hate the moment it's from. I absolutely hated him losing to Triple H. When people talk about like a what if or what is a match that should have gone the other way, this match with Booker T and Triple H is always one of them. We can go into that whole story another day, but Triple H just came off super racist and arrogant, and Booker T came off super sympathetic. And then for some reason, Booker T lost the for the world title at WrestleMania, and you know, it didn't really harm Booker T's career, but at the same time, it wasn't the same for quite a while. So figures I like, but at the same time, you know, I have my issues with them for various reasons. The NWO Booker T does have like the True Effects head, which the WrestleMania 19 one does too. I don't even know if it came like that or if I swapped the head on. I really don't remember. Obviously, NWO Booker T has the double jointed arms. He did come with pants, and he came with black boots, which I don't think was accurate. I'm pretty sure. So he did. He wore black tights and black boots a lot. For this NWO attire, the only picture I really saw of him wrestling, he was with X-Pac, and he wore white boots. So what I did was just swapped on some Billy Gunn boots. As you can just see there, swapped some Billy Gunn boots on. Not entirely accurate, but I thought they looked pretty good. So that's just my little fix up there. Really not a lot to these. The formula for Booker T I think is fine, but I think that he has the same torso as Triple H. I don't think it quite fits his body. He was a big dude, but when I think of Booker T, I think he like kind of taller, a little more lanky, but still like he's a big guy. So not the worst. I don't hate it, but you'll see what I've done with my Ultimate Edition customs of him. So you'll kind of talk about that. Here's my first Ultimate Edition custom of Booker T. I used a Jax R3 head. I didn't have to modify this one. I did have like a Titantron Live Booker T that has the same exact scan, but the peg didn't fit the same. So I didn't use that one. This one, I'm pretty sure just came from one of the R3 Tech figures, which were some weird figures themselves. They were supposed to be these like realistic scans. Like everyone had a different body mold. But they just kind of came out really weird shaped. So I liked the idea. Maybe execution wasn't quite there. But this is my like 2001 or like Invasion Booker T. He fought Rock at SummerSlam, and I'm pretty sure he wore white then. I know at some point during the Invasion he did, but this one does have the black boots. I have the world title on him. But you can see, I'll show you guys the back of the trunks. And this, I painted this a long time ago, and I don't think I ever sealed it. So the paint has rubbed off a little bit. I need to just go back and touch it up. But obviously we've got the butterfly joints, and this is just the Mr. T torso. I think that this torso is perfect for Booker T. I think it captures like he's still a big guy, but he wasn't like super ripped up. So I think that this torso works really well. Got the Mr. T arms as well. Did put on the like wrist cuffs, and he's got the gloves. Like I said, he's got black boots. Just those. I think those are the ones that nope. Who did I get those from? I mean, I guess I could have gotten him from the NWO figure, but I don't think that's where I got them. Maybe Dolph Ziggler? I don't remember. Same mold though. Maybe we can zoom in here on the head. This head scan is one, I love this head scan. It's a really good scan. Jax, I talk all the time about how good their scans are. Come on. So there, you can see a little bit closer. I think it's a great head scan, and it's the only thing we have of him with his like actual short dreads. The other one, we've only gotten the one we just looked at with the like longer or medium-sized dreadlocks, and I don't know why. I don't know what Mattel's deal is with Booker T, why they don't revisit him more. He is a hugely popular character, and he almost always has been, and it's just something that I think Mattel really could make more money off of, especially with this WCW line. So maybe honestly, we could get him in the WCW, in the Monday Night Wars Ultimate line. That would be awesome. We could get him in the Elite portion of that line. If we don't at all, like, that's a gigantic miss, but I'm pretty sure we're going to. Nonetheless, like, nothing's been announced, so for now, these are my, these will have to do. Next up here, another WCW Ultimate, or I guess the last one was technically WWE, WWF, whatever. This one is WCW, so his look was pretty close to the same. This was just near the end of WCW. He still had that like buzz. He still had that buzz cut. Attire wise, not much different. This only difference here is he's in all black instead of having white trunks. So the design on the back even is close to the same. It just like added a little bit more in that WWE one. I do have same kind of idea. Use the wrist cuffs on him. Did throw in the like raise the roof Randy Orton hands. The boots are a little bit different. So these are the boots we typically get. They're the like Brock Lesnar boots, Bobby Lashley boots, and I did want them to kind of look like they had straps on them, so I painted them all black, painted just like part of them gray to give it like that strap look. Do have a knee pad on him, or a knee brace, because he always wore those big braces, and I didn't, like, he doesn't need to be in a lot of dynamic poses, so I did give him those big knee pads, but this is like, so outside of Harlem Heat, this is like what I think of with Booker T during WCW. So another thing, like, I do think this is going to be a version, or the version, whatever, that we get in the Monday Night Wars line, but honestly, I don't know. Don't think we'll get a Harlem Heat version. This singles Booker T is a long time coming, so hopefully this is what we get when they finally get around to adding him in the line again. Okay, so I do have one more Ultimate Edition left, but I wanted to talk about these first because the Ultimate is way more exciting. So I said 4.5 releases, or official releases from Mattel for Booker T. The King Booker is a re-release, repaint. We originally got him in the all-white attire. I do really like that one. I wasn't collecting then, so I didn't pick him up. So when they re-released this, I was pumped. I think this was in the like Hall of Champions line, maybe one of the Target exclusive lines. I forget exactly which one, but I love this King Booker figure. I love the robe that we get with him. I love the crown. I think this is just an awesome Booker, and the gold is different than like all the other Booker T's that I have in my collection or that we just have gotten from Mattel. So this King Booker is one of my favorite figures I have. Love just everything about it. Even his character was so funny. I loved King Booker. And then I counted this Build-A-Figure as like half a release because I don't think a lot of people had an opportunity to get it. One, or two, they weren't very interested in it because it was a Build-A-Figure. It was Toys R Us exclusive, I'm pretty sure. And I ended up getting all of them on clearance. I don't even remember what the figures were. Figures I wasn't very interested in. They were all basics that had the Build-A-Figure parts, and they went on clearance at Toys R Us, and I decided to pick them up. I had no intention, but I was like, what the heck. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of those big Build-A-Figures that they used to do are really hard to come by, and I don't see a lot of people paying up for this Booker T, so this is one that you probably just have it or never will, and I'm glad I have it. I think it's cool just to have Booker T in a different iteration. It's a different head scan, which I don't think they ever used on anything else. I've thought about using it on like a modern, maybe not, I guess a modern, or like a PG era Booker T when he like kind of wrestled, or like he had a Rumble appearance. I think he had like a brief feud with Cody Rhodes at one point, but I like my announcer Booker T. He even comes with removable glasses, and then King Booker here. So last one I'm going to get to is easily, far and away, hands down, my favorite Booker T in my collection. There, so last but not least, this is, like I said, this is my favorite Booker T I have. I just completed this on Work in Progress Wednesday, not that long ago, maybe a few weeks at this point, but this is the Booker T that should have come with the Nitro ring. It didn't even have to be like this color. It could have been in his black tights. It could have been in his red tights. I know, man, I don't know. I don't know if he had a purple for those, but I know he had a red. I know he had white. I know he had black. And that would have been like icing on the cake. It would have been awesome to get this in an official Ultimate release. And this too, like this could be the one that we get in the Monday Night Wars line, but I put the WCW, I think that's the TV title, and then we've got the WCW head scan. I mean, I won't talk too much about the formula and everything. I go over it a lot more in the Work in Progress Wednesday video, but I painted the gloves. Those were just some Undertaker gloves that I painted. Zoom out, you can see the whole thing here. I painted the all the leg parts are stock parts that I got from figures, so those were already white. I didn't have to paint those. The decals are, I think they're from Curb Stomp. And then the knee brace. So I wanted the knee brace on him. He wore it sometimes he didn't. But I just like adding things that add more character to the figures. So that's from the AEW, whatever FTR figure they put that on. I think it was Dax. He had that on, but it's really big. So I didn't like it on the Dax figure. He has really skinny legs. The Booker T, it works well because it's loose, so it's not like rubbing on the decal a lot. It just fits perfectly. The boots are some Mean Mark Callous boots, and with those, I sculpted some black pieces over the laces. They're just plain boots, but he didn't wear just plain boots. We don't have any kind of boot molded like this with the tall ones, so I wanted him to have the tall ones. Gave him some Mean Mark boots, sculpted just some black straps across the laces to give him that look. And this is one of my favorite figures, not just Booker T. This is one of my favorite customs that I've done, especially recently. This just turned out nice and clean. I really like how the boots turned out. Just so much to it to why I like this figure. Just turn it a little bit here. You can kind of see the back. See how it looks. But I'm going to get everyone on screen. You can see all the Booker T's together, and then we'll be out of here. Alright, time to wrap up things here with the Booker T showcase. And while this doesn't have the quantity of some of the other showcases we have, the quality and the customs especially, I really, really like the customs in this showcase. Versions of Booker T that a lot of people would really, really like. A lot of people would have loved to have gotten Booker T in the Nitro crowdfunder. We didn't. Still, fingers crossed we get him in the Monday Night Wars line, but you never know. Things happen. Obviously, there's some reason we haven't gotten that many Booker T's in our collection. The ones we have gotten, I have liked a lot. I've enjoyed. I think their formula for him for his elites is pretty good. I do like this ultimate form of him more. I assume if we do get an ultimate Booker T that he's going to end up with the big Triple H torso, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anyway, if you like the videos here, we like the showcase videos, go check out the playlist. We have plenty of them. Please like, share, subscribe. I always appreciate that. And lastly, remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.